Gang violence in Metro Vancouver continues to escalate, and police do not expect this trend to stop anytime soon. There have been 20 gang-related homicides in Metro Vancouver in 2021 and 20 attempted murders during the same period of time. Police are expecting this violence to continue and to potentially escalate. We know that significant effort and resources need to be assigned to prevent youth from getting into gang life in the first place. In addition to these resources, young people need strong, positive role models and support systems. But sadly, today we find ourselves talking about individuals who are already committing crime and murder and are heavily entrenched in the gang lifestyle. I want to focus on 6 of those individuals today. The escalation in gang violence is a huge public safety issue for me, members of my senior leadership team, and all members of the Vancouver Police Department, including those senior officers who are here with me today, and also for police leaders throughout Metro Vancouver and British Columbia. Today, the VPD is releasing the photos, names, and ages of 6 known gangsters. We believe these 6 gangsters pose a significant risk to the safety of the public. We're also working very closely with CFSCU, the RCMP, and other police agencies, and I anticipate that you will see photos released from other agencies in short order for public safety purposes regionally. However, the photos that we're releasing today represent those that pose a significant public safety risk here in the city of Vancouver. They not only pose a risk to their friends, families, and acquaintances, but they also pose a risk to people who don't even know them. Risk to people every time they go to the gym, they go shopping, they go to the grocery store, a restaurant, or a bar when bars are open. These 6 individuals pose a risk to the people around them because it's highly likely that a rival gangster will try to target them with extreme violence. And we know these violent acts are happening brazenly in public places, in broad daylight, in crowded areas. I want to make it clear that today's announcement is not about naming and shaming. Police intelligence leads us to believe that the individuals that we have identified today may be targeted by rival gang members in the coming days, weeks, or months. We're providing these photos and names so that Vancouverites can know them and take steps to ensure their own safety and the safety of their friends and family. Gang violence is not new to Vancouver or to police in this province, and it's not a new phenomenon in North America. Police are always working behind the scenes to disrupt gang activity and violent incidents. Often, this police activity is covert and not widely known, and developments and specific investigations cannot be provided sometimes in real time due to the nature of the investigations. We cannot disclose what police work is happening behind the scenes because the information is often sensitive and tied to ongoing investigations. I know this can be frustrating for the public when they hear about people being gunned down nearly every week and sometimes multiple times in one week. But I hope the information that we're going to provide today gives the public a sense of power through knowledge, but also knowing that the police have allocated significant resources and significant investigative and operational resources to this problem. One of my biggest concerns as chief of the Vancouver Police Department is that an innocent bystander will get caught up in this gang violence and will be seriously injured or killed, and we have seen that happen before in this city. I want people in Vancouver to know the faces and take whatever steps they need to keep their distance from these individuals. Of course, there are many other gangsters who are on our radar. This is not an exhaustive list. However, we felt the need to get these names and photos out right away. This weekend, there was a noticeable increase in police officers on the streets, downtown Vancouver and all over the city. If you happen to be out and about this weekend, you would have seen them. I also want to send a message to the gang members out there, including the 6 names and photographs that we're releasing today, that we're going to take a professionally aggressive approach to targeting you, and we'll do everything in our legal authority and power to keep our communities safe from you. When we investigate you, we will look at all means possible to disrupt and stop your activities. In addition to criminal sanctions, our investigators will seize your cars, will seize your homes, will seize your apartments, and other valuables that you have gained through the proceeds of crime. We'll use every investigative technique and lawful means possible to disrupt this gang violence. It's not too late for some to get out. If you don't want to go to jail or get killed by a rival gang member, there are resources available, and police are always willing to work with people who want to come forward. I'm now going to invite Deputy Chief Constable Fiona Wilson to the podium to tell you a bit more about the strategies that police are employing in the coming days and weeks.
Police agencies throughout Metro Vancouver are aware of several conflicts involving numerous crime groups that have resulted in murders and attempt murders in recent weeks and months in very public spaces. The VPD continues to collaborate with the Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit of BC, CFSU, the RCMP, municipal police departments in Metro Vancouver, BC Corrections, Canada Border Services Agency, provincial and federal Crown prosecutors, parole and probation services, and local bars and restaurants. We work with other agencies to share intelligence, investigate gang crime, and disrupt gang activity and gang violence. This collaboration is key and ongoing and has come a long way in the previous 2 decades. The VPD currently has about 50 members who are seconded to CFSU and are integrated in CFSU teams. In fact, we're able to share the list we provided today thanks to collaboration and intelligence sharing between police agencies. Today, I'm pleased to announce a new VPD initiative to address the surge in gang violence. Last week, on May 12th, the VPD launched a new task force, Task Force Threshold. The purpose of the task force is to bring together resources and expertise from the VPD's investigation and operations divisions for an immediate response to gang violence. The task force involves specialized detectives from the VPD's Major Crime Section, Organized Crime Section, Youth Services Section, and Criminal Intelligence Unit. The work is supported by experienced and specialized crime analysts. The VPD's response involves tactical officers from the Emergency Response Team, the Gang Crime Unit, the K-9 Unit, the Traffic Section, Surveillance, and frontline patrol officers. And of course, our Marine Unit and air support are engaged as required. There is a huge value in compiling a task force to deal with escalating public safety issues. It's an effective technique that is used in specific circumstances. The task force allows our detectives and operational members to mobilize quickly to react to incidents, but even more importantly, they have access to the right people, the right resources, at the right time to be proactive as well. All of this done through our pre-established command structure with an experienced team commander. In fact, we had our very first significant success of the task force last week, the day it was launched. We are confident that on Thursday evening, Vancouver Police disrupted planning for a gang-related shooting in South Vancouver. I'll ask Superintendent Lisa Byrne, a key leader on my team, who is in charge of investigative services, to tell you about that incident and also how the VPD's past investigative efforts and intelligence gathering have disrupted violence in our communities.
Every single frontline officer under my command will be aware of every single face and name that you're seeing here today. Uniformed frontline officers will receive ongoing detailed briefings on the gang conflict as it continues to evolve. This includes detailed information on any gangsters believed to be residing in or visiting Vancouver. And as the chief talked about earlier on, every day these same gangsters are going to our grocery stores, they're going to our restaurants, they're going to our public spaces, and they pose a significant threat and risk to the public. And that's why we've taken these extraordinary measures. Our officers will increase patrols and maintain a prominent presence near the restaurants, the businesses, the public spaces we know these gangsters frequent. To be frank, I want to make it really uncomfortable for these gangsters here in Vancouver. In addition to patrol resources, our gang crime unit will be heavily engaged. This police activity will continue and escalate and will be adjusted based on the needs of the task force. The bottom line is that we will be visible, and I hope this provides some reassurance to the public. However, I want Vancouverites to know that at the same time, there will be significant covert undercover operations underway to target gang members and activity in Vancouver. You won't see or recognize this police activity, but our officers will be very active in a covert way with projects and operations directed by this task force. If you're a member of the public, here's how you can help. Report suspicious activity to police. Try to remember details and be a good witness. Call 911 if you're seeing activities taking place in front of you. If you see a new car, suspicious car, parked in your neighborhood, and it's there for several days and has not been moved, call us. Don't touch the vehicle. Consider your CCTV that you may have around your house, because we know gang members park stolen cars in neighborhoods in advance of targeted hits, and they later use these same cars as getaway vehicles, and we find them later burned as well. If you know someone involved in the gang life and suspect criminal and violent behavior, you can help police. I'm sure it's a helpless feeling to see people you know or even care about getting into dangerous behavior and risking their lives and the lives of people around them. But you can make a difference. Come forward, talk to the police. Every bit of information helps, and it helps with our intelligence gathering. It helps piece together the investigations, and no bit of information is too small. Thank you.